I think
coming up on 4 o'clock. It actually is 4 o'clock at this very moment. And I'm thrilled that Steve Rzezuski is with us today again.
Hello, everybody.
We want to give him
hi, Steve. Boy, did my dad miss you, Steve.
I miss everybody. Hi, nice to see you. Hi.
Yeah.
So what we're going to start with, Megan has a quick, just friendly reminder for everybody. Then Natasha is going to do the introduction for Steve, and then we're going to give Steve our full attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Megan, do you want to share your quick reminder?
Yeah, so make sure everybody put on mute, please, so Steve can talk and we can start and get going.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Everybody as the clock.
Oh, and
yes, thank you.
Here comes Natasha. She's going to do the intro. So everybody put yourself on mute and let's give Natasha and then Steve our full attention, okay?
Good afternoon, Natasha Cole, the global messenger for Special Olympics athlete leadership training session with Steve Rzezuski, communicating with donors and also fundraising. Welcome aboard. Steve, communicating with donors and fundraising. How does Special Olympics raise money? Is Special Olympics for profit? How many competitions does Special Olympics support each year? What are the positive outcomes of the creation of the Special Olympics? How does Special Olympics benefit the community? How do you explain that?
Natasha, why don't you go through your introduction and then we'll have Steve talk and he can address some of the questions that you pose, okay?
Oh, understood.
You have the introduction that I sent you?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything.
All right. How about if I send it to you right now? Do you want to do that? I'm sorry. I thought you were going to read the introduction that it said, but that's okay. We'll just make this work.
I can read it.
Hold on. All right. I'm going to send it to you now. Okay, Natasha?
Right. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is great. I just I didn't. All right, I just sent you an email. Oops. Looks like Jen wants to come in too.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Kimberly.
Oh, your hair looks fantastic.
Thanks. I just cut. I lost 8 inches.
Oh, looks great, Kimberly.
You look good, Kim.
Hey, Maiden.
Hi, good again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to get on to go onto the Zoom.
Yeah.
Looks nice and short, Kimberly.
Yeah, it's for the summer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I get my husband next week.
Wow, you look fantastic, though, Kimberly.
Thanks.
Oh, I was in my scent. Okay.
All right. Natasha, can you stop sharing your screen for a little bit just so we can kind of see everybody here who's on the call?
Oh, crumbs.
No problem.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see who else is here.
Thanks for your patience, Steve.
It is off now.
Never an issue for me.
I know, you're the best.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, there we go.
Oh, that's
Thank
better.
you.
Let's see everybody.
All right. Do you want me? Well, we all know Steve. Do we want to have him just hop in?
Sure.
And then Natasha can ask some of your
Happen.
questions after. Okay, how does that sound?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, Steve.
I
take
mean,
it
I think for the most part, I've pretty much seen everybody, has met everybody at one time or another, right? And I'm very excited to be here, and I promise to keep our points to what you were referencing. But I think the gist of what we want to get out of today, and correct me if I'm wrong, is how do we make more money for Special Olympics and build some skills to do it? Is that kind of how what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
All right, good. So I got the premise. And Natasha, thank you. I know you would have gave me a great introduction, which you did anyway. So I appreciate you opening the floor for me. What I wanted to talk about today was a couple of things. One, ideas. I'm going to answer your questions. I believe there was, I'll look right here. I wrote them down. I think there's 5 questions. But what I wanted to do before I did that was teach you an idea, a strategy that you can use basically with anybody. I use this with my teams at work. So I run and manage teams. And when we're thinking about working with donors, right? So I'm going to have you jot down, if you have a pen or piece of paper, and we can send this afterward, Debbie, but there's just 3 words. The first word is problem. So what is their problem? So a donor, can I share my screen? Is that possible? Just words, so it might help
Yeah,
them.
absolutely. If I might need to make you a co-host. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I just want to share my screen. I'll talk through some of this stuff. It's very, very simple, just words. I'm not going to go through a whole presentation.
Can I write them down, Steve, as I go
Yeah,
along?
definitely.
Hmm.
And this will be fun. And then we'll create, everybody will create how to raise some money with some donors, okay?
Hmm.
They've
We'll
done
show you how to
that.
do it. Yeah, it'll be good. And it'll help because I know a lot of you are going out there and doing speaking, right? And doing engagements and doing introductions. So I'm going to teach you a skill on that too.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Alexandra.
Are we good? I can share now?
Yes, you should be able to.
Okay. All right, great. So let me just make sure I'm lined up here, right? Okay, before I do that. Apologize, see? Technical issues all the time.
Of course.
Been one of those hot days today, folks. Hey,
Yeah, and
I
the
was at
rain.
the beach.
Oh, yeah.
I was working at the beach all
Oh,
day.
there we go.
All right,
Hey,
so
you got it.
here we go. You guys can all see this, right? So problems, solutions, and transformation. So what do I even mean? So now all of you that are going to raise some money, you're going to go see some people and you're going to want to talk to them, but you don't know what you're going to say to them, right? We kind of, so we want to have an idea. If I'm going to raise some money, first I want to talk to the people about what their problems are, right? So what are some problems that potential donors have when it comes to either volunteering or donating money? A lot of them don't even know how to give. A lot of them need you to just ask them to give some money sometimes. Okay? They don't know where to go. They don't know where to spend the time or where to send the money. Right? So all of you here have raised your hand, and we've talked about this many different times about stepping up to be an athlete leader, not just a Special Olympics athlete. Is that right? That's right, right?
Yep.
That's it. I know it. I know some great ones here. You guys are all great athletes, but you're doing more. So this is putting yourself out there, but knowing that the problem that most people have to donating isn't the fact that they don't have the money, it's that they don't know how to. So if you can teach them how to, right, that's one of their problems. You got to teach them how. And how do we do it? We give them solutions, right? We got to give them some solutions. So we have to show them ways to get involved and tell them ways. Invite them to an event. Has anybody invited people that they know to events?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
they-
have.
And
Oh,
they
lots
showed
of
up.
I
times.
have a
Yeah.
lot.
Of course. And did they give? Did they?
Oh,
did
yeah,
volunteer?
They gave me like the donation too for the Olympics. Like that.
Right. They'll give donations. They'll give time because you know what? They believed in you and you showed them a way.
Actually, Steve, my friends made posters to cheer me on to wish me luck that time.
So there you go. This is a way that it provides a solution to them, right? The problem is most people, they don't know where and how to do it, how to help you. So if you're going to see a company, and I'll give you some examples in a minute, right? But if you're going to see somebody, you just got to tell them, show them.
Steve, because like I remember going to the Night of Thanks, and I realized like we have donors and then also we have different people around the South region area, and then like we have our own picture in our cars, and then we had to get them to donors fundraisers, like restaurants or like certain areas. So that is how we had to raise money that way, giving them cars.
Yeah, that's a way, that's a method. So we'll craft, that's great. Thanks, Natasha. And there'll be, what I want is everybody to think about if they walk into anybody, and if they thought is, if I want to ask somebody how to donate, I just say, look, how often do you donate, right? What do you do to volunteer some of your time, and ask in the form of a question. So there's, invite them to a webinar, fundraiser. You all join these webinars, or if there's ongoing events or there's things happening, you just invite people and give them that opportunity. Not everybody will say yes, and that's totally okay. But those that given the opportunity just might, okay? Show them the website. I know Special Olympics, you can tell them to go there. Special Olympics has a great website, ways that they can do some donor funding on the website. So show them that way as well, or talk to them about it. And transformation. What do donors receive? Talking to people about what they receive, right? Reminding them, they do feel a sense of accomplishment for all of those people that you've invited and they showed up and watched you do something. My guess is they were smiling at the end of it. My guess is they were happy that they were there and that nobody was mad about it. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, you're providing them the opportunity. They're going to transform, not just you being able to raise money, but you're actually giving a lot to the individual by allowing them that opportunity to give. And you have to remember that, right? As much as somebody's given, they're going to receive the transformation. Okay.
Okay. So what you said? Okay. So what you're saying is like, okay, say for instance that my coach, he called me on Saturday and we got invited to a cornhole. I'm sorry.
Keep going. Go ahead, Aaron.
We got invited to a cornhole competition, and what the donation was is with people who have dogs. So this lady, a friend of mine, he's on my team for softball. His sister donated the money for the dogs. So they raised like over $5,000.
Wow.
So they took that 5,000 and used that to get fundraisers and everything else, so like food, stuff that they wanted though. They put stuff on the table to do like raffle tickets and everything else. So when they did that, all the money all went towards the dogs. It didn't go to the people, it went to the dogs. Right. Because a lot of people like dogs. And that was a good thing, because when our team does that, like cornhole or anything else, or we have big sponsors, like we have Renegade Pigs where we live. And what they do is they'll call us, we'll get the donations from them. The money usually goes to our team, and we use it, like say for hotels, for driving up to the state games for Special Olympics, because none of us don't want to use our cars because our cars are getting older and everything else. So
yeah, fundraising is a big part of the donations, and it's always go back to and keep recycling those dollars back into growing it. So thank you for that. Go ahead, Allie.
I sent Debbie a list of questions to ask you through email the other day. I'm not sure if you got it.
I have a list of 5 that I'm gonna get to, but I don't know if that's the 5 you're referring to.
Some of them, like, one of them is like, if I do a fundraiser, like with my job at work, can I still have them help me donate and stuff?
If so I would look at donating. So the answer always is to donation is, to me, it's yes. I don't know
Yeah.
why, and there's a no to a donation, other than if you were asked not to, try to receive donations in a certain way, if there's certain rules. So I can't speak to anybody else's rules to that, but in a general thing, if you have a fundraiser
Mhm.
and it's going to benefit something, usually you want to use it to benefit that. You might not want to use Special Olympics simultaneously unless you get approval from that. But it doesn't mean you can't do fundraising through your employers. And I think that's probably where most of, well, a lot of fundraising probably comes from people's employment or people they work with.
Oh, because when we had our penguin plunge a couple months ago, we did like a big fruit sale to help sell fruit to people and
Yep.
and help support our Special Olympics penguin plunge. That's one of them.
So
Yeah.
one of the things that, so this is one of the questions, right? So
Yes.
what types of charities or what types of things can you sell at a charity auction? So these are some of the ideas, and to the point you're making, I was thinking like artwork and collectibles.
Oh yeah, books. Yeah, because I was thinking
Right,
one of these
books.
days I might write a book about my job and Special Olympics. And maybe if I put it together, I can sell it for a good fundraiser.
Well, anything of value that is somebody is going to buy or put money towards can be a fundraiser, right? It's all in the absence of value. So if everybody thinks there's an opportunity, Natasha, I can see the word, but I can't see the words. So, just in terms of what you're putting up.
So, what I've shown here, like,
And also, Steve, I'm on the board of directors for SOCT. So we deal with lots of like the donations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like for our venues for our competitions, and also for like donors, like for people who kind of find a way to get them to donate for us, so we could actually kind of compete at different venues.
Yeah, I think that's great. So I thought one of the things here that I wanted to spend a minute on was number 2 here. Can everybody see that? When
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
we do fundraisers, how will we know the products to sell and where people will buy them? So many of you, and you don't have to raise your hands, I want you to think about this, and maybe you could talk to your mentors or your coaches or captains or people you go back to as you're raising some money. Number 3, I would look at this, and I talk to many people about this when they think about marketing themselves. Okay, so many of you know you like sports, or you have interest, or you like art or music or certain things, and there's other people that like that too.
Like
And
me,
there might be some other people that don't like it as much as you do, and that's totally fine. So when you're thinking about areas of people and who to talk to, start with what you like the most. So I talk about that with my financial advisors around what do they do lifestyle wise? What do they enjoy doing in their own spare time? And then now those are the people you start with to ask for fundraising, donations, ideas, and events. The other idea with that is many of you know people buy what they do for work or their occupation. So we could go to police departments or fire departments or any first responders or even plumbers, lawyers, electricians, accountants, you name it. If they have a certain job, they might know people that have the same type of job as them. So there's an area of opportunity, I think, if you know certain people in certain occupations, to ask them and the ones that they know that are similar to them for areas for fundraising and dollars.
I got one other question I forgot to ask earlier. What's the difference between doing a fundraiser and then someone trying to bribe you with things?
Trying a fundraiser and bribe?
Yeah, meaning like, say somebody does a fundraiser and people keep asking if they can buy this or buy that. How does that work?
Well, fundraising is exactly, think of it as the two words. We're raising funds, so fundraising.
Oh,
If we're,
okay.
if we're selling things, so there's a cost for that. So if I sell, like you're saying, like there's the pen side, I have a pen, there's a cost to the pen. So
Mhm.
if I'm just raising money, it's just people donating, right?
Oh,
But
okay.
if I'm selling things where I could, like the books, some people will donate books, some people will charge for the books, and then you can keep the profit. So there's all different ways of raising funds, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's just giving and sometimes you're selling things, and it depends on what you're selling and how much of it you have and how much it costs and all those things that come to it. But for the most part, it can be either or. If you have products that are sellable that people donate, or it can be manufactured or made and then sold at a profit, or just raising money by educating people and talking to them in the marketplace and just giving them ideas to donate to what you're passionate about and why you're doing what you're doing. Because in your athlete leadership program, and we've talked about this in different sessions, right around your talking and your public speaking, they just want to hear from you. And if they hear you're passionate about Special Olympics and all your other athlete leadership friends, they're going to want to help. They just need to know about it.
Okay, I was just curious. I get a little confused with that.
No, absolutely. I hope that helped.
Oh, it did help a lot.
Good. So if you look at number 5, it starts with asking for help. So if I do this all the time, it's like, hey, I need your help on something. Right. And so everyone says yes, right? When you ask somebody for help, they want to say yes. So, hey, I need your help on something. I'm trying to raise some money. Most people don't really know how to support our Special Olympics. Right. So there's my opportunity. There's the problem. Most people don't know. Solution is, here's a website, here's an opportunity, here's an event, here's some things that we're doing to raise money. Our donors feel great about it after they donate. They get involved. They feel a sense of accomplishment that they're really giving back to an organization that deserves it. Right? So does that make sense? These are the questions that you guys all asked me. I wanted to spend a few minutes on these. In the blue is what was asked, and in the yellow is what I would kind of respond in a way. And this is totally open. And I know there's some hands being raised. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, this does help.
do we want to spend some time answering some of these questions? I
Can
know
we
we
get a
usually go
copy
about
of this
20,
if you
25
can?
minutes. Sure, I could send anything to Debbie. I just put these together. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Do you want me to leave these up? Do you want me to stop sharing? Because I know we have some questions. I usually try to keep this to 20 to 25 minutes because I know that everybody likes to talk a lot too. Right?
Everybody does.
Steve,
I
did you
know
have
that.
more to present before we jump into questions?
Well, I just wanted to, what I wanted to keep simple was the idea around how to raise money was we're gonna have a problem, we have solutions, and what they receive in transformation. So those 3 things, I'll send that. You guys can all read that, what I meant by all that, because I know that can be like, what does that mean? But if you could really think about it, and when you go out there and raise money and you go see people and you go talk to people, think about what you're trying to say in the form of giving them the option to solve a problem for them. And their problem is they don't know how to donate to you. The solution is giving them those ways to do it and what they receive by doing it. And I think we can have a big win there. And then those are the answers to the questions. And I certainly will send those to Debbie as well. And you all can have those and ask me privately or outside if you have any other additional questions. Happy to answer those separately if I don't get to them today. Okay. So is this a good time then to just ask some questions? Do you want me to leave those up, Debbie? Those are the 2 screens because I know I put together presentations before and it can get long. So I didn't want to throw too much too soon.
Let me turn this on.
Yep.
You're on mute too. Always the case.
Just wanted to make sure you had time to share what you wanted to share with the group.
Yeah, because I knew there was going to be questions and I knew we were kind of going to get off, but I'll send these to everybody so they can read through them. They're only 1 page each, pretty much. I wanted to keep it simple that way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go with Justin, I haven't heard from, and then I see Audra, and then we'll go to Natasha with the hand.
Alexandra.
Alexandra, sorry, I just see Audra. That's all I can read. I'm
That's my
sorry.
mom's name.
Well, I see Audra, so we have to change it. So, Alexandra, I'll go to you. Did Justin jump off? But Justin, did you still have a question?
Yeah.
Go
Yes,
ahead,
I
and then
did.
we'll go to Alexandra. Go ahead. You can jump on. Go ahead.
All right.
You might-
So Debbie knows this. I'm in charge of guest booking for all the Global Messenger meetings, and also currently I'm working on something for Over the Edge with our very own Matt Nietzsche, and we're gonna set up a meeting coming up. As a matter of fact, it's tomorrow, and we're gonna be promoting Over the Edge at all my local places that I go to in Weathersfield, and then we're also going to do Rocky Hill and possibly other sites in other Stop and Shops like across Connecticut.
Outstanding. So do you have a question, or you wanted to let everybody know how much you're going to end up fundraising?
Just that.
Great
Just
job.
that.
So,
Thanks.
so I'll just give you one tip based on what we were just talking about. Okay. So when you go in
Yep.
front of these people, you can say, look, some of the problems that we have in raising money is people don't know how to donate. Right. You could actually even say that. Right. What I'm here to do, as my name is Justin, what I'm here to do is provide solutions for our donors in order to make it easy for them to contribute to a great cause. And what our donors receive when giving money to our organization is they're giving back to a great company, a great organization to give back to the athletes that help people pursue passions and however you want to say it. But there right there is an opportunity. You can do problem solution and what they receive in transformation. So I'd be curious to see how you do, Justin. Great job. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, Alexandra, dude, we changed the name. Look at this.
Yes,
No more
I
Audra.
did.
Go ahead. Fire away.
I have a big compliment. It reminds me of my job that I did this morning, like getting money, donation, like tip or something, like do something fun, like play some music in the background, kind of like that.
Yeah, so add to the environment, right? Make the mood good. That's a
Yes.
great tip. That's a great tip for everybody. And do what Alexandra's doing too. And guess what? Smile,
Oh yes.
right? That's the first thing that everybody has to do to raise money is smile.
Yes.
The way that
There you go, your smile.
I do all that at work.
There you go. That would be the first big tip because people like to give with people with great energy.
Yeah.
the way that I do it, right? I do the I do the bottle for the Fish Olympics. So I do that.
Great. Awesome stuff. Natasha, I know you had your hand raised too.
Yes, so
Go ahead.
I had this wonderful presentation for you really quickly, and Debbie, give us okay with you, okay? Really quickly. Okay, so we are going to talk about communicating with donors and fundraising in Special Olympics. So communicating with donors and fundraising. How does Special Olympics raise money? Is Special Olympics for profit? How many competitions does Special Olympics support each year? What are the positive outcomes of the creation of the Special Olympics? How does Special Olympics benefit the community? What do you have any ideas on that in your field?
Well, I have plenty, right? And we talked about a few of those. And you know, for the number 2, right, where it says is Special Olympics for profit, we don't have to go into the details, but they do raise money to put money back in, right? So there's they raise money as what's called a nonprofit because the money goes back into everybody else, right? So That's what's really important, to talk to people about why donations matter so much. Okay, because they need to get donations from people so they can put it back into the business of the people and the sports and the trainings and great people like Debbie and support systems and things like that, to make sure that there's a place for all of us to go.
Thank you. Steve, would you share information about funding right in Special Olympics? Like, I have here these logos, like there's the penguin plunge, and then there's the Special Olympics USA Games, but in different states. What do you think?
So I would say this, one, I would share with anybody, but this gives a good example for people. If you don't know what you're raising money for, pick an event to raise for specifically. So if it's something like the polar penguin plunge, and that's something that is coming up, you can talk about that specifically. If it's not just generally raising money. So use an event or something like that to go and talk to people about specifically to raise money could help make it a little easier for you in terms of communication.
Steve, would you please explain how do you use social media, for example, communicating with donors, and how do you receive the money?
Now, this would be just rules from Special Olympics, so I don't want to speak to anything that they hold in terms of what's important to them as far as communication. What I would say as far as social media is, for all of you, is to just talk to people about what you're passionate about and why we raise money for Special Olympics, and have them attract to what you're trying to do, and the people that should be attracted to you will come. So use social media as a tool to get your message out in the best interest for your teammates, your athletes, and Special Olympics.
You know what? I'm gonna interrupt for just a minute, Natasha. I think this is a beautiful presentation. I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to ask questions. So what I'd like to do is send this to everybody so they can take the time and really look through it. And then Steve can answer any of the questions that you have from it. But I think it's really fair to let everybody have a chance to ask questions. So what I'll do is I'll send this and we'll kind of open it up. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much. So let's kind of open it up to everybody here. Yep. Again, it's a beautiful job, Natasha. I really appreciate it. I just know we don't have a lot of
I like the background too. It's pretty.
Yeah, she did it beautifully.
Can it be other fundraisers besides Special Olympics?
We'll share this
Steve,
with
or does it
everyone.
have to be
And
Special
Natasha, if you could
Olympics?
just kind of stop sharing your screen so we can kind of see everybody again, that would be awesome.
And just if you could raise your hands instead of speaking over each other, that would help for everybody too. So whoever wants to have a question or ask a question certainly can. Let's just make sure we're raising our hands so we don't talk over each other.
Okay.
Can I ask you one question though?
Okay.
I can't see who's talking yet because until we get.
My name is Rzezuski. I'm a president for the Olympics also. How do you, because we raise money for the battles? That's me and my friend do for the Olympics. So we did it on Tuesday nights. So and we do battles, and then we do like cornhole on Tuesday nights, and some more events. And then this week we can do a baseball game.
Great. So those are good events to raise money of baseball games, cornhole, things like that, where there's challenges for people and competitions. Great. Who else has a question? Just if you could, do we know how to use the raise your hand prompt or no? That's okay if not.
I see some hands too.
I just want to be respectful for everybody. So Debbie, do you want to do that and call them out, and then
folks.
Yeah, that way there. I just want to make sure I answer them.
Make sure we get everybody. Okay, Jake Seglow, why don't you go next, Jake?
Hi. How could you raise money at Special Olympics events and competitions? Do you know that? Like, can you just like solve the problem with that and just like kind of like talk about it? And this way
so that's a great question, Jake. you know, how can you use, if I'm getting this correct, how can we use current events at Special Olympics to even raise more money, either for other events or while the people are there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Exactly,
question.
right.
And, you know, thank you for that. I would say, and I'm sure there's some level of that, is when we have an event, are we giving them every opportunity to donate? So are we providing a table? Are we providing, you know, the websites? Are we giving them meaning anybody that's showing up, right? Any guests, anybody that's volunteering themselves? Are we giving them every chance to donate? And I'm sure that there's ways to do it, but maybe that's going to take a few of you to be by a table and greeting people and talking to them as they're coming in and giving them that chance. So it's a great idea, Jake. I think we could use those events
Thank
to
you.
further that along.
Excellent. Thanks, Jake. Let's go to Megan
idea.
next. Megan McCormick.
Thank you. I'm here. You can't see me, but I'm still here.
Gotcha.
I was thinking we can raise money for the summer games for next year, if we can do that. And my other option is we can do a fundraiser to go to a store and raise money in your hometown.
Yes.
Thanks.
So I would say raising money for future events is always an earmark that you can talk to people about. So I
Because
am,
we need to sell
I'm
them
raising
back.
money
That's
for
what I
next
need.
year's. Sorry.
I need to sell them back because we missed it so much.
There you go. And then the local community is where you should go because they might know you a little bit more than maybe somebody else. So, and you should go around the area that you know best and get communicating to some of those people because they'll introduce you to others as well. They're in the neighborhood and in the community, and you may or may not be familiar with them already. So it gives you that chance. So those are great ideas, local community and future events.
Great, Megan. Nice job. Go ahead, John Fraser.
We just had a fundraiser for our team. We raised $442.
Outstanding. Good
And
stuff.
we're gonna have another one at the Yard Goats game.
Great event. Lots of
August
people show
5th.
up there.
That's nice.
Great venue for that.
Then I personally go around to all the firehouses in Hartford to raise money in the police department.
Great opportunities. There you go. So you have one that's going to exactly what I was saying in my slides is they want to help, great community engagement, and they know a lot of people that can put you in the right place for others.
Yeah, they have one of the Hartford firefighters plays on our team.
Outstanding.
So he told me he was gonna bring me around to all the firehouses.
See that? There you go. Proof
And
in
meet
point.
the chief.
There you go. Awesome
There you go.
job. And take pictures and there's where social media can come into play is one of the questions is all of you here's a challenge for all of you is you want to use social media. Then my challenge to all of you is when you go ask a donor for money and they give you money or they give you donations that you take a great picture with them so you can post it and thank them on your social media for a great job that they did to benefit the organization that you're representing. How does that sound?
Excuse me, Steve, I don't know how to use that on a computer. I never used it before.
Now there we go. We asked the Director of Communications, Miss Debbie Horn, who will be at your disposal, that will absolutely help each and every one of you, I'm sure.
I just sent mine into Debbie and let her do it.
There we go.
I do the
That's what
same
you can
thing.
do. Absolutely, guys. That would be great. And I would be
There's
I
a
happy
just
to
sent
do it.
challenge.
mine
Is the
into
challenge
Debbie and let
accepted?
her do
Can I
it.
see everybody's hands? Is the challenge accepted?
Yes.
All
Recording
right.
this.
I'm not sure about it.
Some of you, I can
I'll
see.
think
You
about
can,
it.
it's
So
okay.
Jack
You
and
can
Steve,
think about it.
So,
A
Good
great
job.
idea. All right, everybody raise your hand again if you have
Oh, yeah.
questions, because we have a
So
lot
it's
of
fair
people
for
to get to
everybody.
still. I want to get everybody a chance. So let's go over to Remy. We haven't heard from Remy yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had like an interesting kind of question I haven't asked before. This is the first time asking. So when we do like the fundraising part, like the items that we are like providing that people like come to purchase, do we think like we could put like a message like on the see if there's like a way to customize like messages like, on the items that we're providing about the Special Olympics so that they would like want to participate and help us.
Like tell a story, right? Like tell your story a little bit on each like item that you're selling to give a little message or something that somebody could read and feel really good about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. You know, as so I would think of it as in the fundraising, if you're selling a product, right? If it was somebody that made something, you're selling it to raise money, maybe that could be what you have a little note for that product is, you know, what that meant to either you or what it could mean to the individual. That is something that's very powerful. I think that that's an outstanding idea.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like a nice way to like get the message out so that when more like participants who wants to participate, that they can also feel like a part of us, like a family.
Absolutely. I think that's it definitely does that. Let's talk about family. Here's my little family right over my shoulder. Perfect timing, eating a fruit popsicle thing.
Love it, love it.
But I think that's a great idea. And I'm sorry, what was your name?
That's Remy.
Remy, thanks for sharing. That was a great idea.
Thank you.
All right, let's go over to Matt Glad. He had his hand up.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, I am doing a fundraising for Special Olympics and it's Over the Edge. And I sent you the link so you can support me for Over the Edge. And
there you go, asking. I love it.
And also, Matt Finkel is doing it again with me. And so Steve, if you after this chat, I sent you the link.
I'll look for it.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Ryan and then Kimberly. Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay, I do have a question. Are you ready for this?
Go ahead, Ryan.
After my haircut, guess what I did? I had a haircut, and guess what I did after that? I attended the Olympics in 3 months, but guess what I got out of it? I got a donation out of it for the 3 months.
You got a donation after your haircut? Is that what I got? Is that what I got from it?
Yes.
There you go. Now go take a picture with your barber. Yeah. There you go. Now you have to go back and say you did a great job cutting my hair, and now I need a picture and promote it.
Love it.
Good
Question.
Go ahead.
I got a question. I won't take long. Because our local program is not on. I don't want to speak out of turn, so I'm going to say this correctly. We need more athletes, so we are really running low on athletes and volunteers and coaches. So I need Debbie Horn or you to help us keep the momentum going.
Yeah, is that your question? Is can I help you keep the momentum going? Is that what you're asking me to do?
That's what I'm asking.
I'll do the best I can, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I agree. We need more athletes doing what you're doing and stepping up and really taking the charge. So I'll do what I can do, Ryan. I'm always going to be involved.
Yeah, okay.
Steve, we'll have you back to talk a
Can
little
I
bit
have
more.
can I have some of his information?
Breaking up.
On the web.
Ryan? You're breaking up a little. All right. Well,
Sorry. I just need Nikki's information.
My information? Yeah, Debbie can get you that. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Okay.
Let's hop over to Kimberly and then Abby. Go ahead, Kimberly.
So I actually did a travelers golf tournament at couple not too long ago, and we had a table, and I was like, our own little box, so people could like click on it and find ways to actually to donate to SOCT. And I was there like as a both messenger and as a board member. So I'm like behind the scenes, so being part of that is really helpful.
Yeah.
So I kind of see what's going on, like behind the scenes. It's kind of been the best part, but this we have like different people coming up and trying to see what Special Olympics is about, and we actually got one person that is actually thinking of helping and maybe joining something with Special Olympics.
Great. Good.
All right.
Do you have a question, or you just want to make that statement's great? So
Yeah.
go ahead. We'll go to the next. Great. Thanks, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
All right, Abby, what's your question for Steve?
Well, actually, I wanted to say that they used my picture to promote Over the Edge in their newsletter, and they put the link
Outstanding.
to donate. And in this area, we have a radio station that I want to see if I can help promote on.
Great idea. Those are great areas to
Especially
get
Over
the
the
word out.
Edge. And I just sent Jackie the info again.
Great. Send it to me too, Abby.
Yeah.
I
keep it
will,
up.
because I think we could get a lot, but not a lot of people know about Special Olympics in the Northeast corner here.
Yep, we got to get that word out. That's what I was saying in my page is you have to just get that word out and ask, and don't have to be perfect.
I know the police department up in Danielson does the torch run, and the Putnam Police Department does.
Yep.
Yeah, all the police departments. Whose kid is that right behind you?
That's my kid.
But as I was saying,
That's a stranger. I don't know her actually. I don't know this one. She just came out of nowhere.
Nice, Steve.
As I'm saying is that when we do Special Olympics every single year, there's a lot of people in different communities will do donations like torch run. They'll do Special Olympics cornhole competitions. There's a lot of things out there that they do. It's mostly very important because when we need that money to make it happen, we need to make sure like everything else is going to the business, like the Special Olympics. Because without Special Olympics, we wouldn't want all this stuff.
Yep.
And we wouldn't be here.
All right, is there anybody that hasn't asked a question yet that would like to ask a question? I want to make sure everybody gets a chance who wants to speak today. I'm looking for hands of people that have questions that didn't get a chance to ask yet. John Berlante. All right, let's wait till we're called on. John Berlante. Go ahead.
Hey, John. Hey, put that talk down. Put your headset. There you go. Yep, I can hear you better if you do that. I can see.
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go. Gotcha.
Now I could hear you. Now you
There
can
you
hear
go.
me. Good. Now this is just a an like an idea. Can we like put like on a Zoom call or something like that? Maybe we could put like a past video, and then maybe we could like, this is what we're raising money for, like the penguin plunge, or the or over the edge, like somebody said on the Zoom. Can we do that like in video, and then we
Call
could,
that a sizzle reel.
yeah, can we do that or no?
I would absolutely think that that's an idea. You could do a 15, 20, 30 minute, a 30-second commercial.
I mean, but I'm not really sure how to do it myself,
Well,
but
that's something,
mean,
Debbie, we could
I mean,
talk about offline, where
yeah, I mean, that's just an idea.
I think it's a
So,
great idea. And what I'll say to you, John, is I did a speaking event for an organization in January, and as I was being announced, I had this walk-up music and the reel of Steven does it, like all these
Yeah.
different things. And people, yeah, it's very entertaining. It gets people's attention. I think it's a
Yeah.
great idea, and it's something that Special Olympics has plenty of probably videos on or
You
ways
know,
to chop that up.
yeah, I mean, like, I mean, it sounds good, but I just wanted to run it by you to see if you know, it was good,
I think it's
you
an
know,
outstanding idea.
outstanding idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll,
I spoke at the law enforcement torch run kickoff in February, and I did an intro video for myself.
yeah, like,
Yeah, it's a great
putting like that video together and putting like a penguin plunge video or an over the edge video, and then just dashing them all together.
What about an athlete leadership video? I mean, all the events that you guys have too.
Yeah, I mean,
You can do it across the board. Yes.
I mean, is that good? Or
it's a great idea. Yes,
it's a great
Yeah,
idea.
and you guys can all help with that too. I mean, take little snippets on your phone if you go to an event and send them to me, and I can put them all together. I have like software to do that. So if you're at an event and you have, you know, you want to take a snippet of the video to share, we can definitely like jazz that up and make it into.
Here's an example for everybody. Watch. Ready?
Okay.
Here's the problem. John said, "Can we do this?" Solution is yes, we can. We can chop it up. We can get you little videos. You send them to Debbie. The transformation is now you have a new marketing video that you didn't have before you got onto this call.
I mean, I mean that. Yeah, I mean that actually helps out everybody and helps out, you know, definitely.
There's a transformation there, and that starts with the problem. Then we have solutions, and there's the transformation.
When those flowers come out of your hat. When those flowers come out of your hat.
Attention span is little.
That's so cool. Your
Yeah.
flowers coming out of your hat. There you go.
I'm a magician.
Very nice. Very nice. Yay. Very nice. Yay.
Rabbit coming. Yeah.
Very cool. Yay. I was just wondering if we could do that,
right?
you know?
I think we got a couple more minutes.
Yep, we've got a couple more minutes. Let's see, just a couple. So let's see. Megan, did you have another question?
Yes. Actually, can you put pictures on Instagram or Snapchat? Because I have those.
Yeah, that's individually. I couldn't comment. That's personal. If you want to, yes. But if you're promoting and you're trying to raise, I would just talk to Debbie as far as how Special Olympics would want to be promoted properly. But I don't see pictures or ways to raise money as an issue as long as it's done with the best interest.
I like Instagram. I love pictures, so it's easier for me.
Yeah, I get it.
We don't have a Snapchat account for Special Olympics Connecticut, but we absolutely do have an Instagram one. So if you have an Instagram account, please follow us, and we can definitely share some content on there to help you guys fundraise and talk to donors. That, you know, things that you could share, like Steve's saying.
Like the things with like on Instagram, you can hit that. If you like it, maybe you can try it out sometime.
Yeah.
If you like something.
There is one more thing you can do. It's called Facebook Live. And what you do, I did something like that like a long time ago on Facebook Live. And what I did is like I went to my Facebook Live. I did a video on the area where I was though, and I said, hey Facebook fans, this is Aaron Newton recording live at the, or you say like, okay, I'm at a cornhole competition and I just want to send it to everybody else. So please make sure if you want to send donations out to us for Special Olympics, that'd be awesome and everything else. So also we have people here on the side, you know, you do like a live flip around camera. What you do is you take your video and you just bring it around and you just work around and you see all the people around you. And then when you're done, you do your last presentation. You say, okay, this is where I am and everything else. So this is Aaron Newton signing off. Take care. God bless. That right there, a lot of people will see that the day before or when Special Olympics sees it, they can know exactly like what we just did and everything else. So
yeah, tag them for it. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Remy, do you have one more question? Then we'll kind of let Steve wrap it up because we're getting
Okay,
close to
yeah. So like it's also like an idea at the same time as a question. So for the social media links, would it be okay like if I were to do like a kind of like a video production, like just talking about Special Olympics and the sports that we do?
Yeah, and send it to Debbie and talk to
Yeah.
Debbie about that's your go-to right there. It's a perfect opportunity to promote Special Olympics and yourself, right? You guys are doing such great things. People need to know about it. You shouldn't hide it, right? You promote it and use each other, use a buddy, go out and do some fundraising together, right? I always say, like, I've gotten better in my business by working with somebody else, not just doing it alone.
For sure, man. Like, yeah.
Set up little fundraising dates with each other, right?
Yep.
Can you
I
do
love
any
that
other
idea. That's a
fundraising
great
besides Special Olympics?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you do other fundraisers besides Special Olympics, like other companies or anything?
That's up to you. Sure.
Oh, okay. Because at our work site, we have a place called the One Company Fund where we help them out and they give us free donations.
There you go. You got to give to get sometimes.
Yeah, because they send us flowers a lot, food, everything.
There you go.
I was actually thinking maybe at our in-person training, it's November, so maybe we all bring like a canned good or something and we donate to a local.
Yeah.
What a good
Guys wanna do
idea.
something like
Because
that?
yeah, for the Kennedy Collective, we've been donating clothes to our friend Rick Sebastian because he was at India helping out a charity for India. And I gave him some of my old clothes for charity.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 3 minutes left, you guys. I'm gonna let Steve kind of take the floor and kind of make some closing remarks and kind of ideas he wants to drive home for us after our session today. And then if you have additional questions, just send them to me and we'll get them on over to Steve. But just want to give him the floor to kind of wrap up for us.
Yeah, and I'll be brief because I think by now I've been around a few years and I really enjoy spending time with all of you. And one of the things I always want to make sure when we talk is that you get something out of our conversation. I think what you're doing and what you volunteered yourself to do and raised your hand to step up even further than just being a Special Olympics athlete is tremendous and it should be celebrated. And that's why I keep coming back. And I want you all to feel really good about what you're doing in the organization and tell everybody about it and feel really good. Because even if they don't pick it up from you, it doesn't change your feeling about it. Okay? Because sometimes, as we know, the world is a crazy place, but shouldn't break your spirit because all of you are doing it together. Right? So that's what keeps me coming back. I'll continue to come back. I'm always available and I'm always rooting for you guys. So if I could be helpful in any way, I'm certainly here to help.
Well, that's beautiful. We love you, Steve. We're so thankful that you're
Thank
part
you,
of our
Steve.
family.
Thank
And
you,
we
guys.
hope to see you again soon. And we will share your handouts with everybody. I'm sure they'll be really
one page
valuable.
each, everybody. Yeah, hold on to them, write notes on them, keep them, and just go back to them and read through them. And if anything that doesn't make sense, just let me know or let Debbie know, and we'll clear it up.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll have to do a follow-up with Steve soon because we want to keep bringing him back. So
Please, Steve, my dad says hi to you.
I'll be here.
Excellent, Steve. Always wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, everybody on the
Thank you
call.
all.
Get those
Great to
hands
see
out.
everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Everybody take care. Have a good night. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
Good night, Debbie.
Good night.
Bye,
Take care,
everybody.
everyone. Great to see you
Vista.
all.